questions that are coming from the brands are now shifting. Are we on the right track? Is this the way that the consumers are really thinking? Is this a way that the brand should be moving in? And that's where this discussion would be. So I'll open it up to the table.
There is obviously that entire cloud of potential recession or what's going on, but we see from an APAC perspective that it is going to be fairly stable. But the reality that still stays in APAC as well is inflation. So as a result of that, we're seeing consumers starting to become much more discerning about the choices that they make. So what I put in my shopping basket is not necessarily about cheapest price, but of value.
The average person has 5 or 6 e-commerce apps. Maybe we could work with TikTok on not just the cheapest products, but the most value for money products, which somehow make the user feel like a winner.
From consumers' perspective, but also from marketeers, to try to go into, okay, let's do more promotions, let's do very price competitive because price is the concern. That is in the short term can work, but that will create a lot of problems in the long term because you become a commodity as a brand. TikTok can help them with a good balance of, this short term, but also the long term at the same time.
We are also working with our key partners try to shift away from promotion-led growth to content-led growth. By content-led growth, we mean that we provide value. We showcase our value. I think this is probably something we would like to explore with a lot of top brands in the next year.
In 2021, it was the first time that Google was not the most searched domain. It was TikTok. So this is a clear indication that consumers want to be a part of the discovery process. So the way the consumers are discovering, engaging, and buying from a brand is definitely going to change.
Pre-COVID, everyone was on all your digital platforms, but I think what we are starting to see is a bit of fragmentation in the digital user journey. People are going out now, they are traveling, they are shopping. So suddenly the digital experience is not sufficient anymore. You also need to think about real face-to-face experience, be it in your in-store, through out-of-home media, or how do you get the consumer attention from an omnichannel perspective.
When the pandemic was starting to take off, we found that 71% of the brands were actually cutting their media investments by more than 25%. While we don't recommend because we know the long-term impact of going dark, etc., is a loss of revenue. We see that as you talk about the trends for 2023. I think this is likely to happen again. It is really important for channels like TikTok to play a role because you're really driving from upper funnel to lower funnel KPIs and recruiting consumers because brand building does impact sales.
I think promotions, all they do is they cannibalize. So you're getting the consumer to stock up a little more now, and they're actually not going to increase their consumption of that product. They're just going to buy 2 and they can buy 1 when they would have bought 1. So you're actually paying money and in the short term you're seeing a bump, but you're cannibalizing from the future, right?
I keep talking to my clients about shoppertainment because I do believe that that's the way that people are discovering brands, but they're also buying at the same time. So there's no real funnel as such. You guys have cracked the art of bringing everything together, which is in a way that's content, education, entertainment, and also purchase.
It's been associated with performance and short-term instant gratification for a long time because how performance of a campaign is measured is hey, listen, I spent $10 today, did I get $20 against that? But digital, as TikTok has proven, right? As a channel to create awareness and discovery also works. You just have to be flexible with how you define success. You can't be success has to come in 7 days.
What we have been starting to do or discuss actively with a lot of clients is that let's try to add a branding campaign on top of your performance campaign. Let's just run it on multiple platforms for 4 weeks or so. Let's see what it does. I think by doing that, we have actually been able to show a little bit of success. So we see organic lift, we see lower CPAs on our performance campaigns. There is an positive impact of running brand awareness type of campaigns to grow that audience base.
What we found is that 1% increase in awareness or consideration in the long term drives 1% increase in sales also. And what we are now seeing is also that 1% increase in awareness or consideration also actually brings down your cost per acquisition by 1%. So it has dual impact. You're also increasing your sales in the long term, but you're also reducing your cost per acquisition.
I think it's more about picking up different areas as long-term, short-term, brand building, things that you cannot get in real time. You cannot have brand equity in real time, but you can have conversion rates, etc. But you need to have people who are better in storytelling and getting all that information. And I think with a platform like TikTok, I think combines both, like brand equity and also conversion. So how you can help your clients in storytelling from a data perspective, more than, I'm going to give you super fancy dashboard 25, that no one looks at the dashboards anymore, I think.
You've got to do, you've got to learn, prove, and then move, right? Like you just can't be stuck in what are the metrics that I commit to and what is it that I'm going to be measuring, etc. But just that do, learn, prove, move mindset that brands need to build that muscle.
You shouldn't wait for them to complete something. You shouldn't wait because someone else is doing it. You should know your consumer, be agile, and predict.
Holistic measurement is really important, and you need to zoom in, zoom out. Sometimes the dashboard are zoom in view, but you need to zoom out to have a holistic view as well to give the full breadth.
A lot of paid ads and organic videos on our platform. Those go viral are not the most beautiful ones. They're not perfect. But this is a charm of the TikTok platform.
So on TikTok we call that as flawsome. It's flawed, but it's still so much awesome. Yeah.
You can build your brand with something that is not purely conversion, but helps consumers to really click and buy at some point, so you can get them closer and build your brand at the same time.
Thanks so much. I think this has been a very enriching discussion, and I'll say this is like not a flawsome, it's an awesome one. Thank you so much. Thank you.